I still remember how cold it was last winter, and we really need a better way to heat this shop. So we're thinking about a waste oil heater. And here to help us with that today is Tom Francois from Lanair. Hi, Tom. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me.
What do we need to know to heat a shop like this with waste oil?
Well, Jim, the first thing that you want to do is determine how big your shop is. So everybody's got different size shops. They're insulated different. There's many bay doors in some shops. There's a few bay doors in other shops. So that's the first thing you want to look at. Once you determine the size and how well insulated your shop is, you're going to look at what size heater you're going to need. And Lanair offers 4 different models of waste oil heaters. We have a 150,000 BTU, which is going to heat up to about 3,500 square feet, a 200,000 BTU unit that's going to heat up to 5,000 square feet, a 250,000 BTU heater that's going to heat up to 7,500 square feet, and our largest waste oil heater is 300,000 BTU, which will heat up to about 10,000 square feet.
Wow. Now, I think probably we're going to have to figure out how much oil we generate to help us determine what size burner we need, right?
Correct. The general rule of thumb is that we recommend that you generate at least 700 gallons of waste oil a year to make this heater pay for itself.
700 gallons a year to pay for itself. Well, that's probably pretty achievable in most busy shops, huh?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
One of the things that I became aware of is that a shop is responsible for the oil they drain out of a vehicle from that moment in time until it gets deposited to wherever it goes at the end of its life. And wow, what a liability between when it leaves my shop or your shop and the place where it's going to go. I mean, there's somebody driving it there that you don't have any control over. So burning it on site, wow, that really limits that liability a lot, doesn't it?
That is correct. It's called your cradle to grave liability. And a lot of shop owners don't realize that. They think once they have a company come and pick up their waste oil, if that truck is involved in an accident down the road, they're still responsible. They're still liable for that oil spill.
Wow, that's just another great reason to be thinking about where we want to go with this. Couple of things. I know that these are manufactured in Wisconsin, right? Tell us a little bit about your manufacturing facility.
Sure. The whole operation is based in Janesville, Wisconsin. Everything is manufactured right there. We not only manufacture the waste oil tanks, the heaters are also manufactured there. We have 50-some employees that are employed down there, and they're built right in the USA.
I know that's great quality too. I had the privilege of visiting that place, and I was very, very impressed on the employees and how they actually build these things. It's tremendous. But one of the things that I was really curious about is that since we're burning kind of a dirty product, waste oil, what is the maintenance like on these things?
Well, Jim, first of all, these waste oil heaters will burn anything that's a 50 or 55 weight or less, transmission fluid, hydraulic fluid, diesel fuel, fuel oil. You can mix them all together in the tank and burn from there. There is some maintenance. Unlike years ago, 15, 20 years ago, there was a daily maintenance with these systems. With today's technology, once a month you're going to clean a filter, your main filter. There's a filter in a tank that once a year at the end of the season you're going to pull that out and clean that also. The best thing about a Lanair waste oil heater is that those filters are reusable. So you put them in your parts washer, clean them, and put them back on again.
That is fantastic.
At the end of the season is the most important maintenance item that you're going to perform on your waste oil heater. You have a burner, and inside your burner is going to be a block. At the end of that block is going to be your nozzle. When you burn waste oil, it's going to create like a black gunk. You want to make sure that you clean that gunk off, so you want to spray some WD-40, some parts cleaner, whatever, and just clean that burner, the nozzle off. And the biggest item is at the end of the year is getting into your chamber. When you burn waste oil, it's going to create a white ash. And that white ash is going to accumulate in your chamber. So you take our panel off, get in there with a brush and a shop vac it out, button it back up, and you're good to go for the next season.
That doesn't sound like too much maintenance. About how long would it take me to do that?
At the end of the season, about 2 hours. And during the season, once a month cleaning your filter, maybe 15, 20 minutes.
That sounds great. That's very, very doable in a very, very busy shop. Okay, is there any kind of tax advantage to having a waste oil heater?
Yeah, there's a lot of states that offer a tax advantage, and you may want to check with your accountant to see if your state participates in any of these state tax advantages. I know some states have a 50% tax credit payable over a 5-year period given to the shop owner.
Well, is this something that the shop owner can install themselves?
Yes, Jim. As a matter of fact, Lanair is the #1 preferred waste oil heater amongst the do-it-yourself market. Our business model is geared to the do-it-yourself shops, the guys that can install themselves, maintain themselves. They don't want to pay somebody to come in and do what they can do.
Well, you know, that's good to know, and I'm thinking a lot of people are, again, looking at last winter. What if I have a big shop and I got a lot of doors, a lot of bays, and those bays are opening and closing so many times a day? The price of fuel alone, especially last winter, went way, way up. So I'm thinking that we're going to burn a free fuel now, so we're going to save money there. How much money do you think we're going to save by not having to burn propane and use electricity and stuff? Do we have any way to calculate that?
Jim, on our website, we have a savings calculator that'll calculate the savings whether you use electricity, natural gas, propane, fuel oil, and it'll tell you your savings. You just put the numbers in, what you're using right now, and that will calculate the savings and how long it'll take to pay off your waste oil heater.
So the last thing I want to ask you is, what kind of support can we get from Lanair, and you know, what kind of warranty is there?
Jim, every Lanair waste oil heater comes with lifetime factory support. So if you have a question, you call our tech support line, and for the life of that heater, you can call them with any questions, problems that you have, and they'll walk you through any problem. The warranty is one of the best in the industry. We offer a 10-year warranty on the chamber and 1 year on all the parts.
Well, that really sounds great, Tom, but let me just spend a few moments talking with you about the eco-friendliness of this sort of a thing. We've all had shops with oil in drums and containers as we're waiting to get it picked up and delivered. So tell us a little bit about how we could store this more efficiently with your system.
Well, Jim, like you said, a lot of these shops will store this in little 5-gallon totes, 50-gallon totes, 500-gallon totes, 50-gallon barrels, and it's sitting outside their shop, and it could be leaking into the environment, into the ground, which is not good. With the Lanair system, we also offer the 215-gallon tank where you can dump your oil in there throughout the season and store it until you need it during the winter months.
Well, I'm wondering, Tom, do we always have to mount it in this configuration?
No, Jim. The beauty with the Lanair waste oil heater in this package is not only can you mount it on top of the 215-gallon tank, there's also a lot of shops that are limited on space. So they will mount the heater from their ceiling and put the tank somewhere else in their shop that's out of the way.
How far away can we go?
With our pump, you can go up to 60 feet away and have no worries about pumping that oil to your heater.
So I'm wondering, do we have to worry about temperature when we're storing and moving this oil?
Yes, Jim. That tank should be stored inside at room temperature. Sometimes the shop owners are thinking they can keep their tank outside to save on space. That tank has to be inside at room temperature. In some climates in the U.S., it'd be like pumping sludge through the lines to your tank or to your furnace, and that's not going to work.
Well, it really sounds like for you, the shop, and the customer, this is really a great green solution to this situation that we have with what do we do with our waste oil. This would be a win-win situation for everyone.